As the push to legalize marijuana in California gains steam, there is one group that maybe surprisingly came out against legalization: the pot growers. Now, why? We'll tell you in our next hour, 10:45 Eastern on this program. A theme which we've been following is the strain that lavish government worker pensions are putting on state finances. Those pensions are killing some of them. Former Governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, joins the company now. Welcome, Governor.
Welcome, and you're going to ask me to solve that problem?
No.
I've been out of office 7 years.
No, I'm going to ask you, what would you do with it? Look, the unions have won legitimately lavish pensions, which are now bankrupting some of these states, and the governors are telling us we can't do anything about it. The law says we got to pay those lavish pensions. You're a former governor. What would you do about it?
Well, it's a difficult situation, and it's very hard for me to sit here and give you what I would do about it. You'd have to study the situation. You'd have to learn a lot more about it to be able to render a decision like that. I don't know.
Well, I tell you what some of the cities are saying to us.
Okay.
We're going to have to go bankrupt. Because if we go bankrupt, we can bring in the bankruptcy judge who will then reorganize our finances and tell the unions you can't have that.
Well, maybe that's an alternative that they'll have to use at that point in time. I don't know. It could be that drastic that you got to look at it. But, you know, there's other things that we can do. You just talked about it. Marijuana. Let's legalize it. That brings money in. Let's treat it like alcohol. Just like cigarettes, legalize it, and that can bring in billions of dollars to the revenue, new revenue sources. Let's also legalize sports betting.
Hold on a second.
No, when I was governor of Minnesota, they told me, my police, that it's a $3 billion industry in Minnesota alone. Bender the table sports betting. Let's bring it above board. And then I'll fire this at you. How come the media and the papers are not arrested for printing the odds? The only reason that's there is for betting.
Wait a second.
Now, isn't that contributing to an illegal activity?
The NFL's injury report. The only reason why they give the injury report, guys probable or guys, you know, out for the game, is for betting.
Betting.
Look, come on, Governor.
Come on.
I've got to drag it back to the issue which we've been dealing with on this program.
It's called bringing in more revenue. We have many ways to do that. We got to take our heads out of the sand and start doing it.
You've got experience as being the governor of a major state, the governor of Minnesota.
They're all major states.
Are you telling me you can't confront unions? You can't just say to them, you can't have it?
No, not if it's a contract. You have to abide by contracts.
You can. You got to.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because if you don't, then what good is a contract?
So you're saying we've got to cut education, we've got to cut medical stuff for children so that they can get their lavish pensions, and there's nothing that Governor Ventura could have done about it.
Maybe not, but let's start with how about cutting these wars? You got us talking about.
You're off at a tangent.
No, I'm not. You're talking about building new nuclear weapons.
Jesse,
how many times can we blow up the world?
Wait. You stay with us, please. You're going to come over into the next segment. That's fair enough. But we're going to drag you back on time.
All right.
I want to know how he feels about the Tea Party. Okay? Well, not now. Just a moment.
Ask me more about the income tax thing.
Okay.
I'm ready for that one.
Okay. Well, we might get to that.
We better.
We might get on Barney. Dow's down 42. Back in a moment, sports fans. Let me introduce you to the company again. Matt McCall, he's from Penn Financial. Sandra Smith is with us, of course, and Chris Cotter. Former Governor Jesse Ventura still with us. Nicole Petalides on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Shivani Joshi at the NASDAQ. All right. The tax tipping point is here. Just 53% of people who work pay a single penny in federal income taxes. I'm saying that we're at a tax tipping point. More on that in a moment. The class war is here. Union Chief Richard Trumka, he's accusing union opponents of being racists and homophobes, and he's calling them greedy. The retail rebound seems to be pretty good. March sales, solid, coming in this morning. Big names like Target and Macy's all sharply higher. Let's get back to Governor Ventura. He's still with us. He won't go away. He's still with us. All right, I want to talk with you, first of all, about the Tea Party. Okay?
All right.
They've got a national federation is being formed today. Would Jesse Ventura, if he was in politics today, would you be a Tea Party attender?
No.
You would not?
No, I don't think so. I find them somewhat fraudulent. because they're supposed to be constitutional, and they show up right now. Where were they 8 years ago when habeas corpus was suspended? Where were they when they violated the Fourth Amendment of illegal
What do you think of... you live in Mexico.
You don't seem to like my answers.
Wait a second. You live in I want to get back to marijuana. You live in Mexico, 800 miles south of the border.
Yep.
You're not connected to the electricity supply.
Nope.
You haven't watched television in much at all in the last 8-9 months, I believe.
No, about the last 3 months.
And you want to legalize pot?
Absolutely.
Okay. What about the border? You're all upset about the border. 17,000 dead.
17,000 dead. That's more than die in Iraq and Afghanistan combined right now in 1 year at the border. We have the ability to end that by legalization.
You think that legalization of marijuana in America or other drugs,
that's the first step.
You think that if you legalize all drugs in the United States of America, we would end Mexico's criminal problem on the border?
Yes.
We would?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
In the meantime...
it's identical to the prohibition of alcohol. When we prohibited alcohol, which created the border towns because everyone ran over the border to drink, but when all you're doing is making criminals wealthy, because prohibiting things doesn't mean it's going away. It just means it's going to be run with a criminal element.
In the meantime, we've got this border problem. You wouldn't militarize the border? You wouldn't put soldiers on our border?
No, not at all, because I don't personally want to live in East Berlin.
Would you open the border?
Would I open it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You would?
More so, absolutely.
So you're an open borders kind of guy?
Look at it this way. If we stop the illegal immigrants from coming across to work, that'll collapse the California farm system. The agricultural system of California will collapse. The economy of Mexico will likewise collapse. Why would we want to collapse two economical systems just to stop people from coming across the border?
Well, that's because we have so many entitlements in this country, and we just heard from our AFL-CIO chief, that's because people need to understand that, yes, guess what? You're going to have to work those farm jobs, people in America. You're going to have to do that, and you're going to have to work manufacturing jobs for less money. It's a fact going forward. You're going to have to do it.
Okay, well, that's fine. If you got to do it that way, great. But the point of the matter is again, you know, I don't want to live in East Berlin. You know, I don't want to live where, and coming across...
But do you want to pay for illegal immigrants that are now coming over the border when the border's wide open? Our healthcare is already a problem.
Here's the deal. Don't blame the immigrant. Blame the people that make the laws that allow them to get this. There's where you got to go.
Wait a minute. Yes, it's illegal to show up at a hospital and be refused treatment, whether you're a legal immigrant or not.
Right.
You say that should change that?
No, the case
Denying service in the hospital emergency room?
No. That isn't what I'm saying. I'm saying give them the ability to go to the doctor and not the emergency room, because the emergency room costs 80 to 90% more.
So we pay to insure them? Well, who's going to pay for them, Governor?
Well, stop the wars. That'll help.
Come on. Get out of it.
Come on.
That means the taxpayer has to pay.
Well...
Right? You are telling me that the taxpayer has to pay for medical coverage for illegal immigrants. Well, that's what you're saying.
Then I guess I guess we let them bleed to death on the street.
That's what you are saying. That taxpayers
let them bleed to death.
You are telling our audience that the taxpayer should be held responsible for the medical treatment of illegal immigrants. That's what you're saying.
No, that's what you're saying.
Then what the hell are you saying?
I don't know. What are you saying?
I'm saying. All right, I think enough is enough. The governor's book is this, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's called, let's get the title, American Conspiracies. Governor, we thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Let me finish with this. Go to the national sales tax and you won't have to worry about the income tax.
Yeah, which hits
Abolish
everybody.
The income tax and go to a national sales tax.
Here come your emails, ladies and gentlemen. You are part of the company and we welcome your emails. William in North Carolina calls himself a former union worker, and he has this to say about AFL-CIO Chief Richard Trumka.